You know the exact cycle. You get a sudden burst of excitement for a new goal, you make a strict plan, and you launch off the starting line. But within a few weeks, you lose momentum. Life gets busy, you get tired, and eventually you come to a complete stop. Days turn into weeks, and the guilt sets in. You realize you have lost all your progress, leaving you entirely frustrated and forced to restart that exact same exhausting loop from the very beginning. If sheer willpower and a fleeting emotional high were enough to create lasting change, you would have already achieved your goals a long time ago. Persistent stagnation often traces back to a system problem rather than a lack of discipline. Motivation is heavily dictated by sleep, stress, and daily energy levels. It is a biological illusion that abandons your brain the exact moment you actually need to do the hard work. Breaking this cycle requires shifting focus from internal feelings to external architecture. This 5-step psychological framework provides a structure designed to maintain progress even when motivation is absent. This diagram illustrates step 1, the principle of the single target. Attempting to connect to multiple, disconnected goals at exactly the same time creates choice overload. The defense is locking in one single, binary target with an absolute deadline. That brings us to step 2, establish the non-negotiables. Amateurs let their daily actions rise and fall based on their fleeting moods. Professionals base their actions on their identity. Goals are useful for telling you where you are going, but standards are different. Standards dictate the absolute baseline of what must happen every single day to actually arrive there. You need to define 2 or 3 daily actions that are completely disconnected from your energy levels. Whether you are energized or exhausted, you treat these specific tasks with the exact same strictness as a vital medical appointment. By transforming a few core habits into non-negotiable standards, you remove emotion from the equation entirely. Your progress continues regardless of your motivation. Step 3 is pre-commitment and reaction scripts. The moments when you feel lazy, tired, or distracted are entirely predictable. They are not unexpected surprises. Trying to improvise or rely on willpower in the middle of a high-stress moment or when temptation is present is a guaranteed path to failure. The defensive strategy is planning your exact reaction in advance. If you feel too tired, your script dictates that you sit at your desk for 10 minutes. You aren't making a choice in that moment. You are simply executing a pre-written command. Once you have your scripts, you move to step 4, habit anchoring. If a new habit floats in a vacuum without a designated place in your daily routine, the friction required to start it will kill it. This diagram demonstrates habit stacking. It is the process of attaching a new behavior directly onto an established daily routine. For example, after you brush your teeth, you review priorities. The exact second you open your laptop, you execute. Finally, step 5, trust the system, not your mood. There will be days when you feel completely drained and unmotivated. That is a normal, unavoidable part of the process. Systems are entirely blind to your inspiration levels. The most significant transformations emerge from ordinary, difficult days repeated consistently. Ultimately, you do not need another spark of inspiration. You need a rigid framework that protects you from your own human nature on the days when you are totally exhausted. You build that framework by choosing one single target, identifying your non-negotiables, planning your response to setbacks, and anchoring actions to your existing routines. Once that psychological architecture is built, consistency is no longer a daily war with yourself. Taking action becomes a matter of following the process rather than negotiating with your feelings. Motivation only gets you started, but systems keep you going. If you want to build a mind that executes instead of negotiates, hit subscribe and join us inside the Brain Library. Turn your system on.